Welcome to MarineLearn, practical knowledge and training for maritime professionals. Hit the bell button, subscribe, and like the video so we keep bringing valuable content to you.
Imagine managing a massive, complex electronic engine network, but only needing to stock a single type of spare computer board. If a cylinder controller fails, you simply slide in a blank spare. Plug in a small memory key and watch as it instantly teaches itself how to run the engine.
Today we are diving into the physical architecture of the MPC, the universal building block of the electronic control system. The MPC acts as the absolute brain of the engine control system. It operates without a traditional display or keyboard, utilizing a wide I/O capacity to interface directly with engine sensors, 4 to 20 milliamp transducers, and 24-volt binary switches. For operational security, it relies on a duplicated control network, Net A and Net B, along with dedicated serial communication channels. The system utilizes two physical variations of the controller. The standard MPC is larger, featuring 55 external connectors, and is utilized where electronics do not require physical sheltering. In contrast, the MPC-10 is more compact, providing 20 external connectors and features fully sheltered electronics designed for harsher environmental placements. Looking closely at the MPC-10 sheltered design, you will find critical service components organized on the exterior casing. The front and top panels house the power plug, network cables, and I/O channels. The side panel provides access to the ID key and DIP switches, while a recessed panel protects the F1 fuse, LED status indicator, and reset button. Looking closely at the MPC-10 sheltered design, you will find critical service components organized on the exterior casing. The front and top panels house the power plug, network cables, and I/O channels. The side panel provides access to the ID key and DIP switches, while a recessed panel protects the F1 fuse, LED status indicator, and reset button. Every MPC relies on interchangeable hardware tokens to establish its identity. The most critical is the ID key, located at port J206. This key contains a unique ID that dictates exactly what specific software the controller should upload from the main operating panel. Without the correct key, the MPC will not boot. You will also see the backup battery and the J67 service terminal used for laptop diagnostics. The MPC operates on a strict voltage tolerance. The supply at plug J, one must measure exactly between 20 and 30 volts DC. The board is protected by specialized sand-filled slow-blow fuses. Always verify polarity and ensure the 220 to 110 volt AC switch matches the ship's supply before engaging power. For hardware addressing, the controller uses a block of DIP switches labeled S1. There is one absolute rule for normal operation. All colored DIP switches 1 through 8 must be set to the off or neutral 0 position. During startup, the MPC actively reads the S1 value. If it isn't verified as 0, the boot sequence will be interrupted. The internal battery serves exclusively as a backup supply for the built-in clock. However, you must observe strict maintenance rules. Changing this battery may cause an immediate reset and restart of the MPC. Therefore, only replace the battery when the ship is safely in harbor or when sailing in unrestricted areas. Furthermore, never mount a new MPC board unless the backup battery is already installed. Replacing an MPC is designed to be a plug-and-play operation. Follow this exact sequence. First, verify DIP switches 1 and 8 are off. Second, mount the board using the designated anchor points. Third, attach all connectors according to the metal plate table. Fourth, insert the ID key. And fifth, connect the main power plug last to initiate the boot sequence. Once power is connected, the initialization process requires patience. A new board initialization takes approximately 15 minutes. The MPC will first check for a valid ID key format, verify the DIP switches are at 0, and then reach out to the network to download its specific software directly from the MOP before completing its boot sequence. If an error occurs during operation, the MPC communicates via its LED indicator using a highly specific flashing syntax. Pulses flash against a yellow background. The first digit is the number of red pulses, followed by a 1-second pause. The second digit is the number of green pulses. For example, 2 red pulses followed by 3 green pulses translates to error code 2-3. Before reading pulse trains, always check if the LED is emitting a constant solid light. A steady green light means the application is up and running normally. A steady orange light means the board is initializing or has no valid parameters. A steady red light is critical. If it persists for more than 10 seconds, it indicates a fatal early initialization or hardware failure. Let us lock in what the engineer must remember on board. Voltage must strictly be 20 to 30 volts DC. The ID key defines the board. All S1D IP switches must be off. Only replace the internal battery and save waters. Be prepared to wait up to 50 minutes for a new board to boot, and master LED diagnostics by counting red pulses followed by green. Thank you for training with MarineLearn. MarineLearn.in. Practical maritime training for maritime professionals. Simulator-based marine engineering learning. Safe watchkeeping engineers.